Welcome everybody to the LieberLieber AMUSE demonstration video. We will show you now how to work with the UML Statemachine simulation add-in for Enterprise Architect. First of all, open the AMUSE examples Enterprise Architect project file, which you can find in the Start menu. When Enterprise Architect has opened, you see an examples overview. Now run your first state machine. Therefore, click on the very first AMUSE example in Examples section. Here you can see a simple example. View the add-in window via the context menu, Add-ins AMUSE Simulation. Here you have the simulation window. Now add a workflow to the simulation by clicking on the button Add Workflow. Click on the workflow and click the button Run State Machine. Now the simulation is running and has already finished. In the output window you can see the results of the simulation. Now we will build an own state machine from the beginning. Therefore we have to add a new package to our model. Click to add a package, give it a name, for example AMUSE Sample from scratch. Choose whatever icon you want and click OK. So now we have to add a class to our package. Via the context menu, add element. And you have to type in your class name, for example my first sample. Create it. Close the properties dialog. And now you have to add a state machine. Therefore, via the context menu, add state machine. And now you can draw a new state machine. Put it an initial state, another state, and the final state. And now we have to connect each state with a transition. So that is our state machine now. Save it. Add a new workflow to the simulation and we give a delay because the state machine is so fast so that we can see what happens. Click play. Now you can see that the states are active. As you can see, it's fairly easy to build state machines that can be simulated. Now we have to delete them from the simulation window. Therefore, select the workflow and click on the Remove Workflow button. Now back to the overview. Next, we will look at the ATM sample showing a bigger state machine based on triggers. Open the ATM workflow example and set a breakpoint to an state with the button Toggle Breakpoint. Now you can see the state is green. We add a workflow to our simulation and we start the workflow. The first state is active. And now we have to fire a trigger to go further. You can do this by the Fire Trigger button in the simulation window. And now you can see the state machine has paused because of the breakpoint. We have also a new single step mode where you can go step by step from state to state. Now we have to fire trigger again to go further. And the state machine will pause in the next state again. We go from state to state by single steps. We start again the workflow. And it's also possible with the new version of AMUSE to fire triggers by clicking on the transition. This is only possible when the transition is green. Now the state machine has finished. As next, we want to change a value. When we are in a state, we have to pause the workflow. Then we can change a value by double-clicking on the object value and set it. After we have set it, we can run the state machine. This was a short introduction to LieberLieber AMUSE. You can find further information on our homepage, which is www.lieberlieber.com. Many thanks for your attention.